Hello, hello, everyone. How is everyone doing today? So glad you all could be here. I see everyone has survived the rapture and the zombie apocalypse that was supposed to ensue after this eclipse. Everyone the usuals that are usually here are all here. Hello, everyone. I see everyone has survived the eclipse. Round of applause for all of you guys who survived the eclipse. I was just talking with some friends and we were discussing about how some people just went into overdrive and just were packing up on emergency supplies and stock and water and acting like it was the end of the world. I mean, oh my goodness, Rain says I wasn't taken to the heavens. No. And it looks like we've all survived the zombies also. There's no frogs falling from the sky either. I know I shouldn't be laughing about this, but really, like, I was talking to some friends who were saying, I'm not leaving the house at all that day. I'm staying home. And I'm just like, nothing's going to happen, friends. Yes, Cass, that's exactly it. I remember that was said about Y2K in the 2000s. Remember? Everyone was saying, oh, the systems are all going to fail. Everything's going to shut down. Oh, dear Lord, it's the end of the world. The computers are all going to screw up. And yeah, everything was fine. Deb says, viewing the eclipse was awesome. I had a perfect view. I saw it a few years ago when it was I think it was Oregon the last time you could get like a perfect view. And yeah, I saw it then, but 2 weeks to flatten the curve. I know, right? Yeah, I always when it comes to joking about that, I always say that Harvey Weinstein was the original no jab, no job. Right? Think about it. I mean, I know it's a terrible joke. I shouldn't be telling that sort of joke, but I thought it was kind of funny. Oh, my dear. It looks like some of you are loving the photo of Harry that I have in my profile pic. I think for this live today, it is very, very appropriate. Harry's been very quiet, guys, hasn't he? He's been awfully quiet since his name was brought up in the recent I love a terrible joke too. Harry's been awfully quiet since his name has been brought up in the Diddler court case. We all know that his name was mentioned in a recent court filing, and you all know, guys, you know, Irene, you haven't missed anything. I am just getting into the mess now. But for a guy who likes to fire off statements, making demands, and filing lawsuits, I'm actually quite surprised, guys. I'm very surprised that he's been this quiet. Missy says it's why he wants IPP status. Well, who knows? That's what I was thinking too. But I was saying Harry does have to show up to a talk tomorrow that Better Up is having in San Francisco. So we will. Sarah says, hi, Molly, can you get him to sit on a potty? Yeah, I don't think he's that trained yet. I don't think he's that well trained, but I'll see what I can do. Yeah, but my friends, he's been very, very quiet. Now, I don't know if he's going to show up for this talk that he's supposed to have at Better Up. I think it's tomorrow and the next day. And yeah, he's supposed to be attending, and we'll see if he actually shows up and what's going to happen. But he's been awfully quiet for a guy who has been running around demanding that the royal family apologize to his raggedy trollop of a wife. And you would think he would say something. I mean, I find it very interesting because I would have thought by now Harry would have come out and demanded to have his names removed from the court case, or have it dropped like other individuals who are named in the court case who have done that. recently there was a woman whose name was dropped in the court case, and her lawyers came out swinging, and she was removed from the filing. So did Motown Records. They were removed from the filing also. But Harry has been very quiet. And I find it very interesting because I don't know, maybe Harry is somewhere. Julianne, I see that you're saying that Harry isn't on the itinerary. Who knows? Maybe he's claiming that he's in so much danger that he has to show up via video link from his hotel room. I don't know. I don't know. Maureen says, what have they got to apologize for? For who knows? But the royal family should apologize to us for bringing a hussy like her into the family and making the taxpayers pay for it. That's what it is. But I want to say something here because I find this very interesting, and I just want to bring up people's memories up to speed because I know there's a lot of people that are finally waking up to this whole Harry and Meghan debacle. And I know that Harry, on this side of the pond, on the American side of the pond, is painting a different narrative of himself where he wants to be seen as the good, philanthropic kind of prince. But we all know what the real Harry is actually like. Those in the UK all remember that Harry was falling out of nightclubs, stumbling drunk, and things like that. And this is what I think also. That's what I think. That's what I feel like. I feel like I never get you. Hi, Molly. I never get you on a live. I always enjoy your programs, especially the Moon Mums. Oh, Scarlett, so glad you can make a live today. And I'm so glad you guys can all be here. But let me get I'm getting sidetracked because this is too funny. So, for a guy who's always quick to make demands and to yell out about misinformation being spread about him, he's awfully quiet. And maybe like some of you guys have already mentioned, maybe Harry is somewhere on tape getting his butt cheeks clapped, and maybe he's caught on tape indulging in some foul behavior. Who knows? But I'm saying his silence does say a lot to us. And we all know that what do Harry and Meghan say? When you're silent, it means you're complicit. And when you're silent, it means you're complacent. All that BS mumbo jumbo talk. Now, I'm sure many of you here have heard me at one time or before share my thoughts on how I think that Harry is more of an arrogant, entitled deviant than Prince Andrew. I know people like to throw their stones at Prince Andrew for him being pedo adjacent and being friends with that guy whose name shall not be named. But I think that with Harry, he's a lot worse. I feel like we have seen Harry's behavior and we haven't seen that of Andrew. And this is, let me show you this. I want to jog people's memories, and that's what I really want to do with this live here. I want to jog people's memories of what Harry is like and what he's capable, because while folks have their opinions of Andrew, and I think Andrew is an arrogant, pompous asshat also, but I feel like Harry is a lot worse because Harry has always had his wild shenanigans covered for him. Harry is the only royal who we have found videos and photos of himself pinching and licking other men's nipples. We have never seen this type of behavior from Andrew. Now, I'm not excusing Andrew for the type of people that he surrounds himself, but Andrew has never, like others have said here, he's never hurt animals. He's never been caught on tape doing these kinds of things repeatedly. I feel like Andrew is just an idiot when it comes to judging people and their character. I feel like he's bad at making decisions on his own. And he does that all the time. I'm not excusing him. I don't care for Andrew. I think Andrew should go away and be hidden from public life. But Prince Harry is a whole different animal here. Prince Harry, France, you know what, my dear? I I totally agree with you. I'm sick and tired of people painting Harry as, oh, he lost his mother when he was a little boy. The man is 40 years old, nearly. The man allegedly has 2 children that we don't know of. He's 40 years old, and we're still supposed to be like, oh, but when he lost his mother at 12, I know people who have lost parents at a younger age and they haven't turned out the way Aunt Harry has. And they didn't have all the privileges Harold had. Nothing. Harry has desecrated Diana's memory. Let's be honest. Harry has brought Diana's cheating and her charlatan ways with other men to the forefront. And it's sad because William also lost a mother that day, but nobody at all ever gives him a break. While they constantly drag him through the mud, while he has the weight of the world on his shoulders and he's preparing to be king one day. I mean, if he wants to be king one day, that's a whole nother story. But William always gets the caca end of the stick, let's say that. He gets the shitty end of the stick. And Harry here has always been coddled. His treatment and how he has treated people has always been covered. And the thing is that this kind of behavior, had it been anyone else, would be called out. It would be called out for sure. Could you imagine if we saw photos of William pinching a man's nipples or licking another man's nipples? Okay, we'll say this was just wild behavior from Prince Harry, and this was just wild, drunken behavior with his teenage friends. Okay, fine. We'll excuse that for this one time. We'll say that, okay, these are just drunken teenage boys acting crazy. Sure. Well, what about this? What about the fact that it's not the first time we have seen Harry behave in this manner? It is not the first time we have seen Harry act inappropriately with others. It is not the first time we have seen Harry cross boundaries and think that is appropriate to grab another man's chest in public. It is, I mean, tell me, like, what grown man is doing this? And we are all supposed to pretend like, oh, he's just being silly. He's just the fun-loving prince, it's totally fine. No, my friends. I think that not only is the dim-witted Duke of Montecito and his favorite uncle cut from the same twisted, sick cloth, but I always thought Harry to be worse than Andrew due to what I have read and seen about Harry. And you can't tell me to not believe my eyes and to believe someone's BS that they're trying to feed me instead. I 100% believe that there is something on Harry, and they have something on Harry, which is why he's staying completely quiet. Because why wouldn't you have your lawyers? Harry loves having his lawyers sick on someone. He loves having those papers sent out. He absolutely would have had his lawyers do something about this already. I see Kelly, she mentioned that she lost her mother to cancer when she was 4, then her father married a Meghan. Kelly, I am so sorry for that you had to go through something like that. I'm sorry that you had to experience that in your life. And I hope that despite your father marrying a Meghan and how it would have affected you, I hope it made you a stronger person today and you didn't let it break you, but instead it make you much stronger than you are. I hope you understand. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but I do applaud you for feeling safe enough in this community to share that information with us, and thank you for feeling safe enough for doing that. Thank you. I always say there are things in life that happen that either will make you or break you. And I feel like a lot of us and the generation that we grew up in, we were the type that we have had a lot of things happen, but we're the type that wouldn't let it break us. And I mean, I can only speak on my own experiences. I mean, being an immigrant child in an all white school, it was like I got bullied a lot because, you're an ethnic kid. They didn't like what was weird. I know what it's like to be bullied, but let's get back to Harry here. Harry has got issues here. So Lisa, thank you, my dear. She says disliked H from the time he wouldn't give the little girl his popcorn. Knew right then he was nasty. Why do you think no one, even the press, won't say anything about so called children? Why still being protected? Yeah, I know. Monique says, What is this? What is this picture? This was when Harry went to Singapore for the ISPS Handa polo event, and it was completely dead there. I mean, nobody really showed up, but Harry, you would think Harry being in Singapore, and they don't, how strict they are. I'm surprised he didn't get into trouble for behaving this way, but yes, he was grabbing this other man's chesticles and breastises. I mean, you cannot tell me this is normal behavior for a 40-year-old man. Rachel says the press were embargoed from reporting on the true Harry. I feel that too. I feel like the royal family has covered so much for Harry by putting out this fake persona of him being a fun-loving playboy prince. But I have one thing that I'm going to remind you of that's going to make you guys completely sick. So I hope you have your sick buckets close by. But before I get there, I wanted to say this. And the photos that we see of Harry all the time being extra touchy feely, or Harry has a problem with not only being a bully, but he has a lack of respect for people's personal boundaries. It's like he was never taught by anyone in the royal family, because he was a prince, to respect people's boundaries. You don't just go and start touching people. You don't just start putting your hands. Harry is the type where he likes to point in people's faces. I don't like people who point. I think pointing is very rude, especially pointing at people or pointing at someone. I don't like it. There's no terms of boundaries. There's Harry here licking the side of another man's face. I mean, this is supposed to be, yeah, this boy never grew up. He never grew up. And Lolo Marin from LA says, Harry is a grown ass man and he is extremely mentally ill, just like his mother. Please stop making excuses for him. I'm not making excuses for him. I feel like I'm bringing the truth to the forefront. And I feel like YouTubers like myself are the ones who are keeping Harry accountable for his actions. I'm going to remind you guys of one thing that Harry did, but I wanted to mention this first. The Duke of Beaufort, I think that's how you mention his name. The Duke of Beaufort had written a book recently, and I caught a bit of it, which was serialized in the Daily Mail. But the Duke of Beaufort wrote about when Harry was 16 years old. He had come down from Highgrove. He had been playing badminton for the day. And he decided to come and join his niece's 18th birthday party that they were having at their estate. So Harry walks over, and the Duke of Beaufort had mentioned that at this party, they had a beautiful pool in the middle. And from this pool was a huge fountain that was shooting up water high into the sky. And what Harry did is that he randomly started picking up these girls that were attending this 18th birthday party and dressed in all their finery. Oh, Beaufort. Beaufort. Duke of Beaufort. Beaufort? Beaufort? Oh, that's so weird for me. Thank you guys for correcting me. Thank you so much for correcting me. You guys know English is my third language, so sometimes I do have issues here, but thank you very much. So the Duke was saying that Harry decided to pick up one of these girls and hurl them into the swimming pool. And I guess at the beginning, with Harry doing this, maybe he got a couple chuckles out of a couple bystanders who thought it was funny. And he did it again. And the Duke of Beaufort said that it was just like Harry was a truck driver heaving bags of coal onto the back of a lorry before going back and picking up another girl and just chucking them into the water, into the swimming pool. I think Lady C also mentioned this also as well. And yeah, Scott, English is my third language. I think I mentioned this before, but I speak Farsi, Serbian, and yeah, English is my third language. But the Duke was saying that nobody intervened. Nobody intervened to stop this man because he is Prince Harry until the butler grabbed him by the scruff of his neck and pulled him away. It took the butler. I mean, people, this showed you that from a young age, Harry has always, oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you, you guys. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Thank you. But it shows that even from a young age, Harry was never, ever put into his place. He was never, ever told, like, hey, you cannot behave like this. Harry, as a prince, should have been held to a higher standard, you would think. Meghan can speak Argentinian with a Castellano accent. That's what she said. And she said it's very Italian. Like da 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 da. You guys, we go completely off. Sarah, that's awesome that you speak Farsi too. I kind of figured maybe from your first name, but I don't like to assume. But thank you, my dear, for the super sticker. That is very kind of you. Thank you. But you guys, can you imagine, like, this guy just barges into this girl's 18th party and just starts throwing people into the pool? I mean, if it was me, if I was there, I would have sued his pants off. But he obviously got away with it because he's Prince Harry. Could you imagine if a story, let's just flip the tables for a second. Could you imagine if the story was that William behaved in this manner? Could you imagine the outrage? It would be crazy. Dave, you guys are so messy in the chat. I absolutely love how messy you guys get. Dave says Megan can whistle in 152 languages. Oh, don't forget, she is 43% Nigerian, so she can probably add like all those like 52 different dialects in there also. But you guys, this just shows that Harry has always been a knob from the very beginning. He's always been a wanker from the very beginning. He even wrote about his own bad behavior in Spare. He wrote about when he would smack his bodyguards just because he knew that they couldn't give him a reaction. He would go and whack them and hit them, knowing that they couldn't do anything back to him. Could you imagine if this was William? He would have been dragged by the sewer squad. Dragged. But it's been absolutely crickets for Harry. Not even any of the UK reporters, nobody in the media is touching it. They won't even talk about the African Park scandal and what's going on there. Nothing at all. Harry has shown time and time again that he has no respect for anyone, ever. And there has always been whispers of Harry's bad behavior and Harry's palace-managed persona. That was all about hiding his true colors. T, the book incident, the pool incident wasn't in his book. It was in the Duke of Beaufort's book. And I have placed the links. All the links are in the description box of this video. You guys can click on it or even search up Duke of Beaufort, Prince Harry, and the story will come up in his book. I think he's told the story a couple times. Kat, I think I just mentioned this. First is Farsi and second is Serbian. And then English is my third. Aw, thanks, Civil Defense. A few bucks for the coffee fund. That's so kind of you. I am probably going to run out after this live and grab a coffee for myself because I feel like I need it. But yeah, I will never throw anyone in the pool. I mean, I don't know if you guys just saw, but not too long ago, I think it was somewhere in one of the central states, but a girl had pushed her friend off of a bridge into a pond that was below, into a river that was down below. And that girl actually ended up breaking a couple of her ribs, and I think she got a punctured lung. And the girl who actually pushed her friend has been sentenced to prison time for it. So if you ever want to think about throwing someone in the pool or pushing someone into the water, second thoughts, because you never know how the person's going to land in the water or end up hitting the water, that it can hurt them. And just one simple, like, oh, I'm having fun with my friends, could alter your life forever. Yeah, see, a lot of people remember this story too. It wasn't too long ago. I think it was just last year. So you guys, this one big thing that I wanted to bring up to remind everyone, Irene is a new subscriber here from Scotland. Hello, Irene, and welcome to the channel. Everyone say hello to Irene. Let's make her feel welcome to the community. We are a fun community here, Irene. We like to be messy. Sometimes the language goes left here. So if you like a little bit of fun and a little bit of mess, then you will enjoy being here because we are a messy bunch here. We don't take anything seriously around here. And whenever sugars end up in the party here, we like to mess with them also. But I wanted to remind you guys of this. So while Harry had his whole palace managed persona about him being the fun-loving, easygoing prince, it reminds me, Harry being named in this lawsuit took my memory back instantly, back to this one occasion. And I don't know if a lot of people remember this, but I remember it very, very clearly because this was, let me, hold on a second. Where did I put it? Oh dear. Okay. You guys got your sick buckets ready here? I'm warning you all now. Yes, pushing anyone into the water is not funny. These days it's classified, as Maureen said earlier, it's classified as assault. So yeah, can't do it anymore. Just be careful. But I wanted to share this with you here because I feel like everyone has forgotten about the true Harry and what kind of perverted sicko he actually is. Now, this was Trooping the Color 2011. Okay? Trooping the Color 2011, Prince Harry was accused of pinching Catherine's bum at Trooping the Color 2011. Ooh, someone's testy. Stop apologizing for Beaufort already. Enough. We know you speak 3 languages. Ooh, Miss Louie, are you upset about that? All caps. Someone's angry. Maybe go take some breathing lessons and calm down a bit, darling. You seem a little triggered for this morning. But anyway, so let's talk about this. Harry pinched Catherine's bum at the Trooping of Color in 2011. If you guys don't remember this, let me refresh your memory here. And this was all caught on tape too, and I'm pulling up photos. It's all on Getty Images also. I was going to do a video about this, but then I was like, nah, let me do a live instead, because this is going to be more fun and more enjoyable to talk to you guys. So Catherine, what happened here is that Catherine was bent over speaking to some youngsters on the balcony. This was on the balcony in front of everybody, in front of everyone. Take a Midol. You guys, I told you the chat is messy here, friends. This chat is messy. I find it funny because, okay, I think I don't make a big song and dance about speaking 3 languages. I don't like go on bragging about it or anything. A lot of my subscribers here didn't even know about it till today. So I think it's pretty funny that someone will tell me not to like go on about it when some folks can't even speak English properly and it's their only language. But anyways, let me continue here. So Catherine was here speaking with the youngsters. And what does Harry think is funny to do? He thinks it's funny to pinch her bottom. And look, the face on Harry, you know he was caught. And the pervert beside him, Andrew, thought it was funny too. He had a laughing face. He was laughing. He thought it was funny that Harry was pinching a woman's bum in a public setting. He thought it's appropriate to do something like that. He thought it's appropriate. And the way that it was spun in the public was absolutely foul, because they spun it as how Prince Harry was accused of playful Kate Middleton pinch. Playful? Playful? Is that what we're calling sexual assault? Playful? Are you joking? Really? I find nothing playful about a man taking his hands and using a moment like this when she is speaking to young children to put his hands on someone's bottom. The press tried to spin it as, oh no, it was Catherine just adjusting her coat. Well, if she was only adjusting her coat, then why would Harry look so shocked, like he had just done something bad and he was caught? And you see the faces of the other one, like they're smiling. I feel bad for Catherine in that instance. It is disgusting. It is disgusting. It is absolutely inappropriate. B says, it was inappropriate, but I wouldn't call it assault. Let's not overreact. If you're bent over speaking to young children and your bum gets pinched by your husband's brother when it's not even supposed to happen, you're trying to say that it is not assault? I think, is that not the very definition of assault? Let me look this up real quick. Hold on. I have my phone in front of me here. Let me look up assault definition. A concerted attempt to do something demanding a physical attack. Now, the intention to apply force to someone else in a direct or indirect manner without that person's consent. Now, I would think a pinch is a physical attack. Is a pinch not a physical attack? I think it is. Pinching hurts, like Rachel says. I think a lot of people have been, no, not acceptable, but not assault. Let me see. Now, I feel like if you were put in this position and say if your brother-in-law or a certain family member came over to you while you were bent over speaking to children and they came and pinched your bum, I think you would be heated also. I think you would be upset. And Jola, I was actually thinking this also. Maybe old Randy Andy dared him to do it, and Harry did it. I wouldn't put it past it. Melissa, Here we go. Some of you people in your way of thinking is what's wrong in this world. That is textbook sexual assault. It is. And the fact that we are having this debate going around back and forth, seeing some people say, no, that's just him crossing the line. This is exactly what's wrong with Harry. This is exactly why Harry has turned out to be the POS that he is. And as Misty Moo has said here, hold on, she is on duty. She is on royal duty. She's at work. It is textbook sexual harassment. Groping is assault, and that's what he did. He groped her. He pinched her. Enabler alert. The chat is going wild. I see, like, I don't know why people think this is, like some others have said, this is exactly what is wrong in this world. This is why victims are afraid to come and speak up at the time. I had a person, the Alaskan says, hold on, let me hide this. Uh-oh, my chat has froze. Oh dear, what did I do here? I have completely frozen my chat here. I don't know what has happened. Whoopsie doodle. But there we go. Okay. So some people, Molly, stop making a hill out of a mole. Am I though? Really? Am I? If someone touches you without your consent, it is assault. I'm not making a mountain out of a molehill, and this is exactly why Harry has turned out to be the person that he is, because of people saying, oh, it's not so bad. I bet if it happened to you, you wouldn't be saying, oh, it's not so bad. I bet if it happened to you, you would be the first person to report that individual ASAP. And you guys see how some people are just so quick to just put it under the rug and just sweep it under, like, oh, he's not doing anything wrong. Putting your hands on a woman's butt without their consent in public, knowing that Catherine was in front of the eyes of the world, the cameras, everyone was there. Had she reacted, what would have been the press headlines there? A part of me almost wishes, you know what, Catherine, you should have reacted. You should have flipped out on the balcony. And if I was Catherine, I would have probably turned around and smacked him. And then let's see how the royal family would have spun that around as playful Harry gave her a playful pinch. Oh, the chat is upset, guys. The chat is wrong, and I think we all pretty much have the same consensus here. It is wrong. It is completely wrong. You cannot put your hands on another person and say, oh, well, I was just being playful. Najim says that's why William punched Harry. Hell, at that point, I would have done more than just punch Harry. I would have thrown him over the balcony. Let's be honest. Let's be completely honest. It is absolutely foul, which is why Harry has always been allowed to get away with this kind of behavior, which makes me wonder, is this why Harry is quiet? Is this why Harry is not saying anything? Because this is the actual person that he is in reality. He has no respect for anyone or their boundaries. It is absolutely foul. It is absolutely foul. Highly sensitive introverts has something similar happened to me and I was working. I reported it and nothing happened. I'm sorry that happens a lot in society these years. M.A. Saunders says, what year did this incident take place? 2011 Trooping of the Color. And if you go on Getty Images, I have it pulled up on my devices. If you look up Getty Images and look up Trooping of the Color 2011, you can see all the footage there. Harry's always been a pig in my eyes. And while people scream and shout about Andrew, Andrew is this, guess what? Harry is worse than Andrew. Harry is a lot worse than Andrew because we haven't seen photos of Andrew constantly touching or kissing or licking or pinching other men's nipples. It is unacceptable. It's William's wife. What are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, let's talk about this moment here. This is Harry at the Invictus Games. This team captain pulled up his shirt to show Harry his tattoo. And what is the first thing Harry does? His instincts is to pinch the man's nipples. Grown man. And huge shout out to the sinners on Saint Meghan Markle, that subreddit on Reddit. Those ladies are amazing. I love them. I cannot go a day without getting my daily dose of them. I mean, this is Harry. This is Harry's true colors. I don't see Harry behaving like this with any women. I mean, have we seen Harry get handsy like this with women? No. But this is the sweet freedom. You have asked the $1,000,000 question. What happened to him when he was younger? Because he does sexualize everything. He does. And I don't know, maybe Harry hung out with Andrew too much. Maybe that's what happened. Because Harry has always said, Andrew is my favorite. Andrew's his favorite uncle. I mean, a leopard doesn't change their spots. And if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck. And if it pinches nipples and tweaks nipples, then it's a nipple tweaker lover, and his name is Harry. Harry's a freak. He's a freak. He's a freak. Seriously. He loves going after men's nipples. This isn't the first time. Just to show you, because for those who are coming in a little bit later, let me show you. Here, this is Harry. Again, going after this man's nipples, and this man is redirecting his hands like, no, don't grab my chest. This is not normal behavior. Captain Nipple Twister, Maureen, you come up with the good. Captain Nipple Twister. It is creepy. It is creepy. Now, while I feel like maybe he learned everything from Andrew. Maybe Harry hung out too much with Andrew, and this is why he is the way he is. Who knows? But who acts like this? And maybe this is why Harry's been so quiet. Maybe there is some truth that he's been seen on some video clips on the Diddler files. Who knows? Who knows? And if Harry is that twisted and that deviant out in public, if he behaves like that, just remember the photos that we saw of him in Vegas. Imagine how he behaves behind closed doors. And this is a grown man. Grown man. Happy Fit Mary says it all starts in the womb. So, yeah. Freakazoid is correct. Oh, Maggie the French Canadian. I saw that about Patty McGuinness and Prince Harry. Yeah. Isn't that the photo that I was showing you earlier? Hold on a second. This photo, this little compilation here, is this not Patty McGuinness that he's licking his face in the corner here? Harry? Patty McGuinness is also the one who told the story of Harry drinking out of a prosthetic limb, and then he got ghosted by Harry. See, Harry doesn't like when other people share stories of him, but he doesn't mind telling embarrassing stories about other people's. No, that's not Patty. No, it's not him. What's this guy's name? I forget this guy's name. No, that's not him. Okay. I forget this guy's name. Was it Kevin? See, there's so many names in my head that I just go off memory that I'm not perfect. I do get it wrong sometimes, and you guys, thank you for correcting me. It's not Patty. I forget that guy's name. Was it Kevin O'Sullivan? I can't remember. It's like I'm trying to do everything off of memory, but you guys, this isn't normal behavior. This isn't normal. And there's a reason why Harry hasn't mentioned anything. It's like I always feel like when Harry doesn't stays quiet, then there must be a bit of truth to the story, right? Because if there was no truth to the story, he would have been out guns blazing. No, I didn't do it. Retract your statements. Or like the other people who are named in that Diddy lawsuit got their names dropped from the lawsuit. They were retracted. There were two people who were recently dropped from the lawsuit because they were like, we had nothing to do with this. But Harry's pretty damn quiet. Maureen, you're right. It's deviant behavior. Completely deviant behavior. Tossing salads with a roasted chicken and blue waffle. What? God, I just threw up in my mouth. Ugh, gross. My thoughts will offend you. This did offend me just now. Simon says, "Hi everyone, just had to resubscribe again." Yeah, guys, make sure that I know YouTube loves to unsubscribe our followers and things like that. So I think now at the beginning of every month or mid-month, I'm going to remind you guys just to make sure you're subscribed, because I have noticed that YouTube has been taking off people off my subscriber list, and you guys aren't aware that it's been happening. So just make sure you guys are subscribed. And hey, if you are here for the last 47 minutes and there's 1,200 of you here, make sure you hit that like button, guys, because apparently you guys are enjoying what you're seeing and hearing. Well, maybe not so much, but I feel like it's a good way to jog people's memories, because clearly Harry is trying to rewrite the narrative of how much of a shitty human being he actually is on the American side of the pond, guys. I'm just saying, Harry just wants to pretend like he's such a caring individual. Irene, thank you for being here. Enjoy cooking your dinner and hope to catch you on one of my future videos or one of my other lives. And Lainey, you're right. And now Harry conveniently is threatening not to bring the children unless IPP status is reinstating. He must be feeling the fire. Look, here's the thing. Harry was never going to bring those children anyways, if there are children. And this has always been my personal belief, but I don't believe that there is an Invisibet. There's always been sayings that Invisibet has never met a single member of the royal family. I'm still baffled at how this American surrogate born child that nobody has ever met, has ever seen, is listed within the line of succession and basically is titled as Princess Lilibet of Sussex when nobody knows even who the hell she is or exists. I don't even know how Archie made it into the line of succession, because surrogate born children are not allowed to be in the line of succession. Or is King Charles changing the rules for Harry again? Mary, yes, I remember this, and I actually have that footage. I was going to do a video about that. Yes, because a lot of people don't seem to know about that one either. I wanted to do one of my little short 3-minute, quick, straight to the point videos about that. And yeah, he should never be around children. Neither Harry or Meghan should ever be around children. And what children? How are you going to make all these demands for two phantom children who nobody knows? If you want IPP status, I suggest Harry has to prove the validity of those children. Anyone can fake birth certificates, anyone can fake legal documents and send them in. And I'm hoping that people at the palace aren't so stupid that they would be fooled by fake certificates and fake birth documents. But a part of me thinks that maybe the palace has been infiltrated since the queen has passed, and there aren't people working for the royals who are actually behind the royal family. That's what I feel. And I think that's just my opinion. Dominic West. There we go. Dominic West said, I keep messing up my names. Thank you, Rosie B. Dominic West was the one who said it was Harry drinking out of the prosthetic limb. But then what did Patty McGinnis say? Because Patty McGinnis said that he was ghosted for saying something also. I need to look into that. Yeah, you guys, I will make a video of that, of Harry bashing the two children's heads together. Yeah, they are WEF. Yeah, the royals have been. They have been for a long time. William is, I mean, if you look up I'm not just saying the British royal family, but if you look up the Jordanian royal family, Queen Rania and her husband are deep, deep in the WEF babies. I mean, they're totally into it. They're good friends with Klaus Schwab. I mean, go look at royals. Just Google up royals and WEF, and you will see the amount of royals that are connected. But the thing is that the spotlight is only ever shone on the British royals and their shenanigans. But I thought with this live, my friends, I should I should bring up Harry's past dalliances, his past deviant behavior, and what he's actually like. Because I know that Harry is probably trying to spin this narrative that he is such a caring father who loves his children despite never ever being seen with them ever. I mean, Harry is a total pervert if we be honest. Marie says, I feel like couriers are waiting for NDAs to expire. The thing that I have about that is that NDAs don't cover you for illegal criminal behavior. Like if someone is being abusive towards you, if someone is threatening you or things like that, NDAs can be broken due to that. Just because you have an NDA that says you cannot go say anything, but then if your employer is abusing you, you can go and report that. You can break the NDA. An NDA doesn't cover your employer or whoever you're signing that NDA for. It doesn't protect them from abusing you. They still have to treat you like a human being. Can we all I know we've all been seeing these things about super injunctions, but where I want to know, guys, where did this all start? Where did this original claim of a super injunction come from? Who mentioned super injunction? Because they're like I'm trying to understand, like I don't get it. I will always say the royal family will be complicit for allowing this whole fraudulent surrogate baby narrative to keep going and everything because they allowed Harry and Meghan to present a freaking doll to the world and pretend that it was a real baby, thinking that we, the public, are so stupid that we wouldn't notice that, hey, Harry is presenting a doll to the world. Yes, I'm saying it's a doll because it was a doll. And that we wouldn't know. I mean, I'm highly offended that they think that I'm so dumb that I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a doll and a newborn baby. I'm offended that the royal family would think millions of women who have given birth not once, but multiple times wouldn't know the difference between a real child and a newborn. I mean, and doll, a reborn doll. Yeah. I don't know if it was Lady C or if it was Book. I don't know who it was. I don't know where that started from. It could just be the royals covering for Harry. It could just be the royals covering for Harry like they have always done. I mean, we saw how Meghan would do squats with her moon bump. And none of the palace, none of the reporters, nobody picked up on it. Let's be honest. Catherine put out a statement that she needed 3 months off for recovery from her surgery. And she couldn't even have 24 hours before everyone was going on about, oh, where is she? Where is she? Where is Kate? Where is Kate? Where is Kate? And then the media picked up on it. We haven't heard anything from Harry. Harry hasn't even made a peep since his name has been mentioned, and no reporters have been talking about him. Where is Harry? Where is Harry? I know he's supposed to show up to this thing for Better Up tomorrow, but as others have mentioned, he's not in his itinerary. I feel like, why are they protecting Harry so much? Is he that much of a deviant that he needs to be covered for this much, which just further enables his bad behavior? Is that what's going on? Christine, you are totally right here. If anyone should have a super injunction, it would be Catherine. You would think so. You would think so. They tried to get into Catherine's medical records, but yet nobody could get into Archofficial's records. Are there any records for Archofficial? This is what we need to find out. There's been lots of covering up for Harry. And in this live, I just wanted to bring up the fact that Harry has always been a perverted little prick. It's just been well covered for. It's just been well hidden. Where are these alleged Sussex children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, or as I like to call them, Prince Archofficial and Princess Invisibet? Prince Archofficial should be turning 5 in May. Could you imagine keeping a 5-year-old cooped up from the outside world all these years just to be surrounded by what Lady C said was, hold on, what did she say she was? A pothead and a crackhead like Doria? Yeah. Could you imagine? I mean, Harry complained about genetic pain, only to inflict this kind of genetic pain on his own alleged children, if they exist. Harry said that it was hurtful to him to read all the stories about him being the child of, what was his name? James Hewitt. But yet he's doing the same exact thing. Look, during ever since Meghan claimed at Eugenie's wedding that she was pregnant, it's been an absolute shit show concerning those alleged children. And the royal family have all just gone with it. And Maureen, right again, it verges on being child abuse. It is. You're keeping kids locked up, cooped up like hostages. Nobody sees them. Harry's family doesn't see them. Meghan's family, besides Doria, doesn't see them. Meghan's got an entire black side of her family on Doria's side. Nobody knows them. Nobody knows them. Imagine being those children and growing up knowing that you were only brought into this world to serve as a paycheck for your mother. Now, those children are going to be messed up. And yes, nobody's speaking on African parks. Why are none of the royal reporters, why are none of the media speaking about African parks and what's going on there? No one's saying anything about it. But you know what they are talking about? The fact that Jabba the Hutt, Robert Jobson, Robert Jobson is coming out with a book to trash Catherine, just like how he wrote a book to trash William. This is what I've wondered also, why hasn't anyone on the black side of her family come forward? And I almost wonder if, okay, now this is just my opinion, but I almost feel like maybe Doria has something to do with that. Doria is dangerous, I'm telling you. It is my opinion that Doria is a very dangerous woman. I mean, if she nefariously got her father's house under strange circumstances. If you guys don't know about that, I had done a live about that not too long ago. You guys should definitely watch that, because the information that I come up with that in that live will like give you the creeps and the goosebumps. It is creepy. And I think that she did. Um Rachel, I believe she did. Because the story and the autopsy report, when I go through it in that live, they don't match. And Doria was the only witness, despite her father having blunt force trauma to the head. But she claimed that, oh, he tripped over the dog leash, which was only wrapped around his ankles. Yeah, strange stuff. But you guys, it's been an hour and I'm starting to go left here. I wanted Maureen, you were there. You were there. I think, yeah, it was great live. I will put together, I will include the link afterwards. I will update the description box below and I'll include the link to that live that I did about Doria so you guys can check it out. But I feel like I had to do this live about Harry because Harry is trying to paint a different narrative. And Harry, in my opinion, is a creep. I believe Harry is a total creep. I believe Harry is worse than Andrew. People may trash Andrew because he is pedo adjacent and likes to hang out with the likes of that creepy individual who's no longer on this planet who used to live in New York. But I feel like he's trying to paint this narrative of himself being someone that he isn't. And Harry, if he's been an ass since he was a young child, just imagine the type of deviant prick he is now. Just imagine that. I've shown you the many times that he has tweaked other men's nipples, the way he likes to touch people inappropriately. Harry has never learned boundaries. Harry has never learned to keep his hands to himself. And I 100% believe, my friends, that Harry has not said anything about the Diddler case because maybe he's caught on tapes. I feel like Harry knows he's in trouble, which is why he's not saying anything. And with that, my friends, I feel like using my platform here on YouTube, I should be able to remind you guys this is the true Harry, not what he's trying to pretend he is now. Not what he's pretending to be, the philanthropic humanitarian who's just a father who cares about his children. No, this guy is a pervert. This guy is a pervert to the 10th degree. Rosebud, it's under the live tab and it's Doria. It's about Doria. But once I get off this live, I will go and grab the link and I will post it in the description box of this video for you guys to check it out. And remember, Andrew actually fought in the war. Andrew, I got to give him credit for that. Andrew actually fought in the Falklands War and he was actually a hero. He did some heroic things where he could have really lost his life. And Andrew, even though he is a pompous, arrogant idiot, he didn't talk shit about his own family to the extent that Harry has. Let's be honest. I feel like we all need to remember Harry is a pervert. Harry will always be a pervert, and there's a reason why he hasn't said anything about the Diddler files, because he is a diddler himself. Yes, that's what I believe. My opinions, my friends. I hope you all enjoyed this live. To those who are watching this on the replay, do you think that Harry is a pervert, or am I just reaching with all this? And where do you guys stand on the whole Catherine getting her butt pinched by Harry? Do you think that I'm just making a mountain out of a molehill for that, and that it is not assault or sexual assault? That I'm just making a big deal out of nothing? Or would you classify that as assault? Let me know, replay crew, what you guys think. And my lovelies, I will catch you soon in the next one. I will make a video for you guys about Harry bumping those two children's heads together. And I hope you all have a lovely day. I will update the description box below. But yeah, thanks you guys so much for being here. I hope you all have a great one. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. To everyone who sent a super chat, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And my friends, stay gorgeous as always, and squish those squatties with their BS, because we all know the truth here, right? We've been following it long enough that we know the truth. And no matter what YouTube tries to do, despite them at times suppressing my channel and not letting it get out to the algorithm, I will still be here sharing the truth always and forever. And with that, my friends, I will catch you in the next one. Take care, my lovelies. Bye.